Julie Roy's Grace Community Church Elders, Investigations, Speculation, Truth. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, what a crazy week it's been with all the allegations being thrown around from all over the place. We're going to look at a few of them. My name's Tim, the BTWN guy. Today is March 27th, 2022. If you don't like the pace that I present my videos, you can click 2x. Or you can choose not to watch my videos at all. But these are my videos, and I'll go at the speed that I like. It's been working out pretty fine for me for just 10 years now. So thanks for watching. I don't need to be mean to be all crabby, but people, these are my videos. You can watch them if you want. If you don't, don't. What's been going on this week? All right, some clarifications on my part. Stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing some great encouraging words about John MacArthur from a publication. I'm going to be sharing a tweet from MacArthur, a relative of John MacArthur that just about everybody missed, which probably is more news than a lot of these things that I am going to be sharing with you. So stay tuned, and we'll be looking at some of Julie Royce's follies of the week. However, for myself, last week I made this video, John MacArthur to name Successor. It was based on this audio here.
Christ alone. Finally, we'll answer the question everyone is asking. Who is it who will take over for John MacArthur when he's gone? What's the succession plan?
Who's the commanding officer here?
Okay, so what's the succession plan? And there was more. Who's gonna be the next J-Mac? So I ran with that, made a video saying John MacArthur to name next successor on podcast, which I really doubted that he would. And making that utterly clear is Phil Johnson. Here's my tweet. I was responding to Phil Johnson because he took issue with people speculating when John's going to walk away from the pulpit. And this will be encouraging for many of you because many of you took my video last week as me saying John MacArthur is retiring now. He's not. So I reiterated on Twitter what Austin Duncan said, and Phil Johnson said. If you don't know, Phil is an elder at Grace Community Church. He's also the president of Grace to You, so he would know. He says, talking about the succession plan doesn't mean that they will name a successor. The current succession plan is precisely what I said it is. John will preach as long as the Lord gives him strength to do so, and the leaders will decide what's next. And the elders will decide what's next. So, correction on my part if I gave you the impression that John MacArthur was retiring now, or if I made the impression that I knew that they were going to name who it was going to be. I didn't know. But it was speculation on my part and a little over-speaking on Austin Duncan's part, which I think Phil Johnson has had a conversation with him about. Because Phil is sure they will not be naming John MacArthur's successor during a podcast. Here are the guys who are going to decide who is going to replace John MacArthur. 40 men. 40 men. These are the 40 elders. You can look them up on gracechurch.org/about/leaders. And there are 40 of them. Lots of elders needed for a big church. This particular elder right here, McCarthy, some think he would be a good choice. He would be a good choice. I doubt there's anybody who would say he wouldn't be a good choice. But maybe there is. That being said, he preached this morning. He preached this Sunday morning, and you can hear that when it is released later on this week on multiple platforms by Grace Community Church and Grace to You. This is their bulletin. You can always check their bulletin before Sunday. Normally on Thursday or Friday, they have their bulletin complete, and they post it there. All you have to do is go to this page here and then click on the date that you want, and you can see the bulletin for the week. Seiko Woods is on fire. Seiko Woods is pumping out the information 20 plus hours. Congratulations, Seiko Woods. 20 plus hours of live YouTube fodder. I don't don't know if that's the right term, but long 40 hours of talking and speculating and prosecuting John MacArthur 20 years after the fact. This past week, he spent over 20 hours on his YouTube channel. That would be awesome if I had that much time, much free time. Sakea Woods on the path. Now, here's Julie on Twitter, giving you updates of what was talked about on Twitter this week. Julie wasn't happy to see John MacArthur go on Fox News. This was on the 23rd, which would have been Wednesday night. I think Wednesday night. She tweets, so John MacArthur refuses to comment on how he shamed and excommunicated a mother for protecting her children from her child-abusing husband. Now, that's a lie. That is a lie. Refuses to comment on how he shamed and excommunicated a mother. Why did he perform church discipline, which she calls shaming and excommunicating? It wasn't for protecting her children. That's not why. That's a lie. Well, we could spend all day talking about her lies and misleadings. But here she is tweeting at Fox saying, oh, check out what MacArthur did here. How you Fox News, look what John MacArthur did 20 years ago. And then look, Fox, here's my follow-up article. Trying to get anybody's attention who will take and run with her story. So more on Twitter, unless it just signed me off, which it did. All right. What else was I going to say about Twitter? Here we go. Julie, this surfaces. An official Grace Community Church document came up, and now all these people were having not hangouts, but YouTube videos being made, responding to Grace Community Church's official response. Now, it's not official response. Julie Royce is running with it. This is a convenient argument, but misses that Grace Community Church already broken confidentiality. Now she's already trying to rebut this thing, and she has not even clarified or done any investigation if this is actually from Grace Community Church. She's done none. It's on a piece of paper with on the top of it, it says Grace Community Church. There's no letterhead on the bottom. There's no who it's from, no nothing. Phil Johnson sent me this. Actually, I asked him on Twitter, private message, and he responded, this is not an official statement from Grace Community Church. This is an excerpt from a reply that was sent privately to someone who inquired whether the elders intended to comment. I don't know who formatted it to make it look like an official response from the church, or whether that was a deliberate attempt to mislead, but this is clearly not an official response from the church. It actually says in the very first line that the elders do not intend to release a statement on this matter. Also, I see on Twitter discussion about whether this is an official statement from the church. No, not sure why people are having a hard time parsing this, but if you get a chance, speaking to me, it is a quotation from a personal email explaining why there won't be an official statement. The elders are not going to release an official statement. And what you guys are analyzing and calling an official statement isn't an official statement. Additionally, on this is hilarious. Also on Twitter, Julie Royce losing it because Justin Peters, who many people respect very highly, just like they respect John MacArthur, Julie still respects Justin Peters to some extent somehow, because she's somehow surprised. Justin Peters, here's her tweet. Justin Peters is now promoting the hacks at Protestia on social media. Whatever respectability this man may have had is now blown. This shows a complete disregard for the truth and instead a willingness to do anything to protect the brand. Just sad. Well, Seiko Woods comes to the rescue, and Seiko Woods says, "Update. I contacted a mutual friend of Justin and mine, and I, in regards to Justin sharing the Proteste article, Justin told my friend that he didn't post the article. Moral did. And that Justin had no knowledge of it and doesn't wish to fight over it with me over this issue." So Seiko Woods right on it there. And Julie Royce is happy to hear that. And there's my tweet. "You're so easily deceived, Seiko. Your friend has given you false information. Does it even matter to you? Julie's on it. Her investigation is done, and she has found that this is the worst thing that she had ever thought. And some people believe you guys." That's funny. They're all upset because Justin Peters is posting solid critique of the charges being brought against John MacArthur. So good on Justin Peters. Julie Royce jumping to conclusions. Seiko Woods has people lying to him and then him putting it out there publicly. That is a flat out lie. I know for a fact that David Morrill does not have access to Justin Peters' Facebook page. And Justin Peters not only posted an article, he posted a couple videos, a couple articles, and then gave his own typed in commentary about what he felt about the situation. So good on Justin Peters. Julie Royce just swinging at anything that doesn't even move. All right. So there is a tweet from a MacArthur that I think we all would be good to take heed to. This is a tweet from Mcarthur. He is not, I don't think he's an elder. And don't know what part he plays at all. But this is his Twitter account and missed by most people. All right. And this is insightful. I thought it was very good. "Admitting you're wrong can display humility." Everybody wants Grace Community Church to admit they're wrong. They do. Well, they need to apologize. They need to apologize. They need to apologize. That's the overwhelming thing. And John MacArthur needs to sit down. But Mark McCarthy tweets this: "Admitting you're wrong can display humility. When you're not wrong, quietness can show maturity. There's a difference between being quiet and remaining silent. Silent is afraid to speak out of fear. Being quiet is knowing what can be said, but choosing not to, still listens, and this is wisdom." That's the tweet we all should be talking about right there. One from Mark McCarthy. Very insightful. And if we can take the tiny leap and believe that he was talking about the current events, he's saying that the elders are being quiet. They're not afraid. They know what they could say, but they choose not to. Exercising wisdom. Here's an article I want to read because of what they say about John MacArthur. Okay, it's so true. 83 years old. If you missed this, I'll put the link in the description of this video, and I'll put the video above my head. It'll be a card above my head if you want to go and watch this video. But Reformation Charlotte saying, aging John MacArthur explains on Laura Ingraham what's behind the teen crime explosion. Again, this made Julie's head pop off that he took the time to do this. It was interesting. In Reformation Charlotte says, aging John MacArthur. The lighting is different when you go on Fox News than it is on the pulpit. And his age showed more than it does on a Sunday morning. And his age should show. He's 83 years old. And but he was very good that he went on there, and what he said was excellent. So let's look at it. Despite the relentless attacks from lost causes like Julie Roy's and the feminist blowhards whose entire lives revolve around defaming a God-fearing church leader, John MacArthur is demonstrating his resolve and faith, and it appears that he's going to finish well. And we can rejoice in that. John MacArthur's timeless teachings and unwavering faith in times of various trials have served to benefit the bride of Christ in immeasurable ways, and we only have God to thank for that gift. Few in our day have demonstrated the kind of insight into our modern culture and have been able to speak biblical truth into the conscience with such a large platform. Of course, nobody believes MacArthur is perfect. He's far from it. But if we had more leaders like him, the church would be in a much better place going forward. Unlike Ed Leighton and the evangelical leftists who use their platforms to advance Marxist points, making and blaming everything from society to white supremacy for the sprees of crimes committed by black teenagers, MacArthur gets right to the heart of the issue. It is the lack of a fear of God. MacArthur recently appeared on Fox's Laura Ingraham to explain. And that is a link to my article. I stayed up late on Wednesday to capture that for everyone's edification and enjoyment. John MacArthur. Update on Julie Roy's, the elders, the investigations, the speculations, and the truth. If you want to know what's true, stay tuned here. I'll share it with you. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button, share this, leave a comment, do all that stuff. I've been sick all week. Hopefully I will start to feel 100% better soon. So keep praying for me. I appreciate it. If you do appreciate what I'm doing here, consider supporting financially. Go to btwnnews.org and click on Show Some Love, and that will send you to 3 different places, one page that with 3 different links. You can send a check, you can send via PayPal, or you can become a patron. And if you do that, you get to watch all my videos before they drop on YouTube, free of advertising. Thanks again. Any insights or comments that you want to share with me privately, you can send to btwnnews@gmail.com, btwnnews@gmail.com. I read all the email there, so there you have some access to me. Till next video, may God bless. Take care. See ya.